The reunion just went off 3:30 in the morning in a hotel room. And before we get into anything, I gotta say, I cannot get over the fact that Clay looks just like Bill Bellamy and Wile E. Coyote. I'm sorry, I know I said it in the previous video. I cannot get over the fact that he looks like Bill Bellamy and Wile E. Coyote. Season 6 reunion is over with, and I want to start it off by saying to Nick and Vanessa Lachey, you guys were destroyed by us online saying that, you can't do this job correctly. And it's been made to show, or that people believe that you guys are just scared to ask the right questions. And watching this reunion, I don't think that's it. You got a little bit better at season 5 reunion. And this one, you was going in on some of the hard things. I think the real issue is you're asking the wrong things. You're not afraid. You're not kissing up to people. It's like you don't naturally know what your audience wants to know. I'm going to give you some examples of this. Obviously, you understand that super fans like us, we're going to go out here and find information out. We're going to find the Instagrams, the TikToks. But the average person, when you get these millions and millions of views online, they don't know this information. Therefore, you brought the couples back to do an update, and regular people who don't be all nosy online can find it out. So that proves that you understand that the regular audience isn't going to know these things. When you're recapping someone's story, the regular audience wants you to ask the specific hard questions about what took place on the show. What actually took place. I'm going to give you an example of you guys trying really, really hard but missing the marker. And that was when you showed the evidence of what took place with Jimmy's conversation with Jessica. See, Jimmy stated that Jessica ran out of the room within 10 minutes of them talking. And Jessica says that she didn't do it. And then you guys showed the video footage evidence, and we sitting up here like it's the cutie scene at the end of season 3. The reason that wasn't as heavy to me is because the context doesn't change from what you show. Allow me to say why I say the way I feel. You put a lot into showing that, and the evidence does not change from what you're showing, because Jimmy was trying to say there was a lot going on in that last thing that you guys didn't see that made me not choose Jessica on our final meeting. The specific time she left out of the room doesn't change that context. Whether she left out of the room at 10 minutes or she left out the room at 3 hours. And what it does, it makes Jimmy look like, oh, I'm just this evil person that's going to go lie on Jessica. When really, who remembers specifically every little thing about one argument with someone that happened well over a year ago? You're going to mess up things. You're going to mess up clues. I didn't take from that Jimmy wanted to be 100% malicious. I took from that he had incorrect information. Now, if you want to make Jimmy look bad, where Jimmy really was wrong in that is his decision to even try to attack Jessica. He did what Sarah Ann did to Laura. Sarah Ann attacked Laura, or Sarah Ann hurt Laura during the show because other women was making her look bad. Other women on the show made Sarah Ann feel like I'm wrong for going after Jeremy. So since everybody think I'm so wrong, I don't care about anyone, and I'm going to jump on jet skis, which hurt Laura. And I pointed out in the previous video, what did Laura do to you? So Jimmy naturally looks bad because in an interview Jimmy did, he wanted to paint certain negative things about Jessica because he was receiving heat. But he wasn't receiving the heat from Jessica. He was receiving the heat from us here, the viewers. So the viewers made him feel like he needed to defend his decision. And in defending his decision, let me point out some negative things about Jessica. That decision to do that, I think, was wrong. But you playing that video doesn't change anything. Jimmy was telling the truth. There was more to the situation at hand. Now I'm gonna tell you what you should have played, which would have been more fair to the audience watching. Instead of playing an old clip of his conversation with Jessica, you should have played the multiple clips of Chelsea who's stating that Jimmy was doing things that he wasn't doing. This can not only help out with the show, but it can help out with people out here who is going through the same issues in their relationship with someone gaslighting them, with someone making them feel like an awful person and saying that they're doing things that they're not doing. She literally multiple times said, Jimmy never. She said absolute. Jimmy never kissed me. Jimmy never did this, never did that. Think about it this way, Nick and Vanessa. You did an entire reunion show. One of the biggest storylines was the insecurity of Chelsea, and you never once brought up one tiny thing that she did that was insecure. That was the most major part of the season with the most dysfunctional couple that you had on the entire season, and you didn't say one thing about insecurity. As a matter of fact, the cast brought up more issues than you did. Jeremy had to bring up the bean dip. You guys didn't do it. You guys didn't bring up anything about Chelsea being insecure. As a matter of fact, the most tumultuous couple on here with Jimmy and Chelsea, specifically out of your mouths, Nick and Vanessa, the only thing you brought up was the fact that Jimmy got into it with Jessica. That's one. And then the other thing you brought up was, how should Chelsea feel about exposing Jimmy's friend, Jimmy having sex with his friend? That's it. Those are the only two things that you brought up out of everything that these people brought to the entire season. How is this possible? Or if you brought up more, who's doing the edits to cut all the rest of the juicy stuff out? There was so much more to the dysfunction of their relationship than Jimmy sleeping with his friend and being upset. Now, one thing I do want to go back and add to the video that I made previous on this section, I put everything on Chelsea. But going back to look at this, Jimmy should take some of the blame for bringing anything on his friend, because Jimmy put his friend on the show. Jimmy didn't have to show his friend on the show. We would have never known who this person was. Jimmy's decision to bring her on the show, mixed with Chelsea revealing that they slept together, pointed the audience specifically to that person. It took both of them doing that, so Jimmy must bear some of the brunt, some of the blame as well, too. But when it comes to Nick and Vanessa Lachey, like, you guys didn't ask any other questions, man. Your heart is in the right place. I know your heart is in the right place because Nick Lachey tried to get some cojones. He tried to get some balls. Nick Lachey said, y'all think we pushovers? I'm going to kick somebody off the set. The problem with you kicking Black Brett, a.k.a. Trevor, off the set, you kicking a man off the set who asked to leave. He was leaving anyway. It's like me saying I'm going to be gangster. Me go get a gun. I'm about to go be gangster. I'm about to go shoot somebody. And the man already got a gun to his head. Like, you know what I'm saying? He on his way out. How you going to kick a man off the set that's asking to leave the set? You don't get cool aid points for that, my brother. So I feel like things were in the right place. But when I go back and I look, I don't think that you guys are in tune with what the audience wants to know. You don't really dig into the back and forth of what took place between the couples on here to ask them what they were thinking about at that time. Like with Brittany and Kenneth. with Brittany and Kenneth, you guys looked at the cameras and looked at Brittany and Kenneth and said, like, you helped our relationship when you show how much with your communication. And it was something we learned from, and we saw, I'm nitpicky and all this stuff. No. Brittany and Kenneth did not help you guys with that. It was just Brittany. Just Brittany. How can Kenneth help you out when the dude stayed glued into his phone? Also, y'all let this man off the hook so easy after gaslighting her in interviews and stuff. On the whole situation with Kenneth and his phone, like, you guys let him say that he's a principal. I don't care what your job is. You're not going to tell me that that school is going to fall apart for you to put your phone down and look your partner in the eye when they're talking. When you couldn't give your partner 30 seconds that when she's sitting there and she's talking to you and she's looking at you, like there's nothing, unless there's an emergency, there's a car crash, there's somebody dying, that you can't put your phone down and just look at your partner and give them that attention. Also, if something is that important that you can't, then just don't engage in the conversation. Tell your partner, like, let me handle this right here, and then once it's over with, I'm gonna get back to you, baby. Those aren't legitimate options that we can just let Kenneth get away like, yo, I'm this principal and I'm very hands-on. So, when my partner's telling me about her needs and her wants and what we want to do, this is the only way, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna sign up to be a principal, you gotta understand this is the best way to be a principal. This is the best way to be a principal out of all of the principals in the world, in the country, that's married in a happy, loving relationship. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like this. Y'all let the brother get away, man. It looked like to me, honestly, y'all wasn't even gonna ask Brittany or Kenneth anything. It just so happened to come in the car at the end. You think a couple who didn't even make it to the end of the thing, like you talk to them first or whatever early on. It's just like, oh yeah, fuck. Yeah, Brittany and Kenneth, yeah, what's up with that phone, bruh? Like it just was an afterthought. I'm glad with the reunion. It kind of helped Clay a little bit better, especially with the video I made on Clay, because people just wrote Clay off like everything he said was a lie. And I thought that the reunion made it more valid that this dude had real deep-seated issues that he was dealing with. You heard him crackle in his voice. You heard the tears. You heard the crying. He was one of the least men on that stage that pretty much cared about the audience or trying to be a TV person. He was real. You saw the guy was going through emotions and going through everything. And so I think the reunion is going to help Clay out. I do want to point out, though, that, like, I believe Clay believes he's fixed, but I don't believe Clay is 100% fixed. And I just want to bring you guys back to reality. Do you understand what 100% fixed means? Fix. That's a weird word within itself. 100% ready. Let's just say ready. 100% ready means, hey, AD, I want to be in a relationship with you. I want to marry you. I want to be the best man for you. And in this, I'm going to stick my penis inside of you. And once I stick my penis inside of you, it will never go into another woman for the rest of my natural life. Until I die of grand old age, it will be you and only you, AD. I won't grab another buttocks. I won't kiss another woman. I won't do anything at all. Now, when I put it into that context, do you guys think that right now, Clay is ready to get married? I think he thinks so. I think he really believes that, but I think he got a little bit more ways to go. You know what I'm saying? I think Clay is one of those guys that's in a situation to where Clay could date AD and marry AD and not try to talk to another woman. Especially with him, what I'm about to say, especially with him being quote unquote famous now. I think if Clay was caught in a situation with some super attractive, fine woman just on him, you know what I'm saying? He out of town at a hotel, ready to do some speaking engagement for Love is Blind, and he missed his flight, and he got to stay there extra night, and he at the bar and got a little drink on him, and like, damn, man, I'm trying to get back home to AD, and some lady just come up there like a black Jessica Rabbit and lay him on the bar stool. I think Clay smashing. I think Clay is smashing. I'm sorry, just my channel, my opinion. I think Clay smashing. I don't think he at the point to where he's just going to turn down something really, really great in his face. I think he's smashing. But other than that, I do think he got a great, what they call it, like a great edit. He got a great reality. He got a great reunion edit. All right, man, I'm going to say something, bro. This show is called Love is Blind. And I am so sick and tired of hearing about how good Jessica looked. I mean, it's been a major theme, and I can understand why Jimmy would feel like, yo. In the interview, Jimmy was like, yo, y'all making it about looks way more than I remember it being about looks. Let me tell y'all something about how guys work, because I think you guys are mixing up how that we are visual creatures. Yeah, we are very visual people or creatures when it comes to, smashing, having sex, want to do all that stuff. But like, man, ain't nobody hanging they everything on the line just because of looks, man. And I questioned myself. I'm like, maybe it's because just as a black man, when I look at Jessica, I just like, that's an attractive woman. That's it. Like I'm not going crazy or none of that shit over no fucking Jessica. Like I look at her, I can't call her ugly. I'm like, yo, that's an attractive woman. But like, it means nothing in the grand scheme of things if when I'm trying to figure out if I want to spend the rest of my life with someone and carry this person on. The looks just become a bonus. And I try to think like, just imagine somebody in your head that you were like insanely attracted to, how some of these guys are insanely attracted to Jessica. Like if I even think about people who look like that to me, still, I'm just still even in that situation, it's like the entire world is harping on how this woman looks so much that it's actually taken away from why people really like Jessica. When you go to Jessica's social media, I mean, she's making great videos and she's pretty funny. She seems like a pretty funny woman, very charismatic woman, and she seemed like a people person. Like she seemed like she could hang with any group of people. You just throw her with any mix, and then she's gonna have fun and chill. And I think that when y'all harp on her look so much, you're actually taking away from other things that made Jessica seem like a cool person, or why the country is seeming to give her a quote unquote good edit. Is way more than looks, and I'm just like, everybody's falling victim to it. Even what's the girl name from season 4, Michaela, whatever. I forget the girl who hold her mouth like a fish. What's her name? Even at the end of the reunion when she was like, you wouldn't think a woman who looks is perfectly, amazingly awesome and her face is just sculpted and she's just so attractive could be such a good person. Just say the woman a good person. Just say she a cool ass motherfucker. Like, Jesus Christ. Y'all act like they be talking like Jessica is hands down the greatest, sexiest thing that ever come across television, man. She's a cute white lady, man. Shut the hell up. Shit. The most foul thing I saw on the reunion, just hands down foul, besides white bread, it was the conversation between Sarah Ann and Laura when they showed the clip from the show with Sarah Ann, and then because it's looking like she's asking her for advice. So I'm thinking that, but when Laura comes out to confirm, is like, my entire world just got destroyed. Someone just met my family. I'm thinking I'm getting married. I'm inviting people to a wedding. I'm asking my partner every day. And then all of a sudden I'm sitting here and like, you're asking me for advice. There's this major disconnect that's in Sarah Ann to where it's the jet skis was over a year ago, which is one of the most insensitive thing I've ever seen in this show's history. And then you're asking this woman on that same day about sort of pseudo relationship advice. Then it comes a year later and we're at the reunion and you don't see anything wrong with that. The detailed apology came from Jeremy, right? But it looked like from Jeremy, the detailed apology was he was intelligent enough to know when to try to save face. But this trait is completely missed in Sarah Ann. And I just think that that's fucking disgusting. And that relationship is doomed to fail. I also think that there was key words or things said, like they're leaning on each other while the show is going on. It sort of reminded me of Jackie in season 4, Seattle, with the dude with the upside down ears. I forgot his name. But it's like, something in me let me know the dude with the upside down ears was with Jackie to have a better look while he know the show was being aired and the reunion, and then he understood that there's going to be 3 episodes after that when you go back and look. I forgot what those episodes are called. ever after or some shit. But after those was aired, that's when he broke up with Jackie, and that's what it looked like Jeremy is gonna do with her. But it seems like she a little bit okay with it. Um, only thing I knew, the only thing I got from their full segment is that Jeremy is the true villain of the show. Even as Trevor sat there and he did the most despicable thing by having a relationship the entire time, the energy still felt like Jeremy is the Darth Vader of this season over everyone else. I also want to say this. Am I the only person that feel like Trevor, White Brett, like they purposely made him wear the shit he wore inside of the pod? Like, why everybody else dressed like typical prom dresses and shit that you see on reunion shows, but Trevor walks out and it looks like they just took their hand and went back in time to when they filmed the show and just pulled that Trevor out. Like, hey bro, we know you in there texting this girl. You gonna sit right here and explain it. It's like they took that motherfucker from a year ago. Why was he dressed like that, man? He don't even dress like that on his Instagram. All right, we going back. I know I'm all over the place, but it just went off. We going back to AD and Clay. The one thing I want to say about AD and Clay's segment is when they brought up. Damn, I did a video on him too, and I never put it out. I'll put it out, but I forget his name. Matthew. They did this. AD dated Matthew. They went on 2 dates, and then when a man doesn't feel like another man on his level, he can't hide it. And it was funny. I was watching Clay the entire time. Clay was pissed. He was pissed. He even knew what happened. He already knew she went on a date. He still was pissed, and she kept hitting him back. That man about to boy AD in the face. Clay could not hide it, man. And when she would touch him, he was like it was funny to watch, man. It was very, very funny to watch. People want to know. People want to know that other option. People give other people chances or whatever. You know, maybe she figured maybe AD had went through her biggest embarrassment standing up there in that dress, and everything in Clay at the time, Cole, just personify all of the bad men she ever chose. They look a certain way, they act a certain way. She ignored the same red flag so much that she like, screw this right here. I don't care that Matthew is a robot that told me the exact same thing that he told somebody else, and he's giving me a whole bunch of different kind of red flags. I'm gonna go out with Matthew. I don't know why she did it. You know, I don't know why she did it, but I just thought the reaction from Clay was pretty funny. I know what to say about Amy and Johnny, but now I know what I can say about Amy. I got it. I got what I can say about Amy and Johnny because, you know, America, we're such hypocrites. Oh, we want to see people in love, and it's about love, blah, blah, blah. But, man, we be here for the motherfucking drama, bruh. We be here for the motherfucker. I be here to try to, like, learn and just see the things on camera that I see in everyday relationships, to include my own, and the drama. But to talk about Amy and Johnny, I will say this. If you want money, you need to fall in love, bruh. You need to fall in love. Look at the biggest drama makers of all time. Season 3, what's his name? Cole. Where's Cole now? Ain't nobody flying Cole around the country. Season 4, Jackie. Nobody checking in for Jackie right now. Season 5, the Dark Knight himself, Uche. Where's Uche right now? Don't nobody care what Uche is right now. So no one's going to care about Trevor. No one's going to care about Matthew. The way to make money, the way to get other things in life, you got to fall in love. Look at all of the couples. Look at the season 1 couple with Laura Speed and Laura and what's his name? Damn, season 2, all them motherfuckers got divorced. Did they? Season 3, pregnant, on the show right now. I don't remember their names because the only thing memorable about them is that they became judgmental against Cole. And the husband always wears the same black outfit. But they making money. They're traveling, they're doing their thing. Season 4. Come on, bruh. Brett and Tiffany. Brett and Tiffany. I mean, the fact that Remy Ma has cheated on Papoose with a battle rapper. Brett and Tiffany taking the place for the black excellence of couples. Season 5. The couple that no one wants to root for because she manipulated her friend and her way all the way up to being with a weird noodly body guy. They still doing stuff. They still getting the looks. They still getting the travel. They still doing that thing. So we may have not paid Johnny and Amy the respect and the attention that we were supposed to give them, but in the long scheme of things, they're going to get all the opportunity. They're going to get all the money. Now that I'm done, the one thing I just remember, maybe Trevor wore that outfit to get back into the fake character he was playing the entire time. That's my review. Still got a lot of videos I'm going to make on this season coming up. I'm actually going to do something different. I'm going to be reviewing other YouTubers' reviews of this show, and then other shows coming up in the future. So y'all hold it down.